not only did our lives begin to change, but they also began to be interesting when the river began to dry. You know, some of the buffaloes began to be friendly with the crocodiles, or is it that the crocodile became vegetarian? I cannot tell. But on the very day, on the years that the river began to dry, we lost quite a lot of things. Our animals began shrinking for lack of food. Oh, how did we get here? How did we get into this sad state? The trees are dry. The river has dried up and is drying. It was on that year, at such a time, when the river began to dry, that our lives also began to dry. And elephants began to be running away, to be running to where they would drink. The land got patched up. Strange things began happening. Our lives began to change. We moved away from our natural habitations. We moved away from everything that held us together. We moved away from our ways of life. We moved away from the people we were to the people we are now, because the river began to dry. Our lives also began to dry. In search of water, we found other places. we stopped yoking the cattle. We hung up the yokes and we remained with a few cows. That we hanged up our drums and forgot, not only forget, but forsook our dances. We took the mortar that we used to pound maize and our foods in, we began to grow plants in them. Oh, how sad it is that we now are what we were not. We are where we will never go back to what we used to be. The drought could be felt and seen. How did we get here? Our lives, began to change. They began dying out on their own. Our lives began to change. Everything began to change. And what was left, if not to finish up what was once there, because the river began to dry. Because the river began to dry, we found ourselves in this situation. And how sad it is that there is no more anything we can do other than to kill this that we love, just so that they wouldn't be killed by lions and other predators in the heart of the night when we don't see. Oh, how sad that when the river began to dry, our lives also began to dry. How sad.